Live, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of the Attacking Third. Got both of the boys here tonight, full squad running. We got Gus, and we got Diego. What's going on, gentlemen? How we doing tonight?
What's going on, y'all?
What's up, dude? Yeah, we got the full attack and third. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, man, the full attack trio right here.
And it was about damn time.
Oh my goodness, just felt good to see goals scored at home, even though again it was late in the second half. But better than nothing.
Let me
Better
tell you
than
something.
better than Saturday.
Let me tell you, are we gonna dive in right away?
Just
Because
yeah,
I'm
let's
ready.
just do it.
Okay, let me tell you something. I was there. Okay, in the stands with the Sons of Ben. I didn't dupe as much as I wanted to. I was real upset.
Oh yeah, that
I still
was
feel like they controlled they controlled that game though.
But that's the most frustrating part. They did, but it was I don't know, man. I was watching the game with my brother-in-law, and like they were there. They were there plenty of times. The ball just was stubborn as shit. It wouldn't go into the goal. It was crazy.
But the most
yeah, it
important
was
thing is they got one to go in. So now you go
Yeah,
with the lead to them.
that's right.
yeah.
That's right. Which is important because going up one, we're going in their house now. So hopefully we can pull through.
Well, I'll tell you one
Yeah.
thing. Jack McGlynn was like the best thing on the field we've seen all season. You know, he was on. He touched the ball like 100 times. He completed like 66 out of 81 passes and like 21 passes into the attack and third. Leon Flack couldn't do that in 5 games combined.
The kid just really coming into his own, man. Like he's only 20 years old. Uh, for him to be controlling the ball as much as he is, and actually putting it in the right spots for them to get opportunities, like, it's really special. I'm I'm really hoping that we get to keep him a while. But if he keeps getting better, man, we may not see him in a Union uniform wait
No,
for too long.
Yeah,
them
definitely not.
balls he put in the last 2 weeks have been
Oh,
perfect.
they were.
Yeah, the one that Karan or Bedoya's head where Bedoya put back in, and then last week to Gazdag, that was that a penalty on that? I thought it was a penalty anyway.
Oh, it
But
was 100% a penalty. The ref missed. Listen, CONCACAF needs to do something about. They need to like go to VAR more. They need to see if they can get new refs or something because that was. And I don't ever want to blame the refs for any kind of game, but that was a bit ridiculous, man. That was.
dude, well, don't you feel like they kind of swallow their whistles because they want the controversy? They like everyone going on the internet and talking about it. They like every podcast being like because it brings a little bit of attention to it. Not it's they're not playing like South American soccer. They're not playing like Europe. So they got to bring attention to their sport. Dog on the field, you know what I mean? Stupid stuff.
Yeah,
Swallow their.
I mean, actually, the dog in the field. That's actually not a
It's
rare occurrence.
well, yeah, not
That
not
shit
not
happens
not
a
in
lot.
CONCACAF.
Yeah, another CONCACAF, I guess. Yeah, you see that in South America all the time. But I mean, there's something got to be done though, because that was. I agree with not calling everything. I'm not one to you get touched in the box and that's it. Like their legs got kicked. It wasn't like it was just like a push. It wasn't like they just whipped nothing. They got kicked, and
And they
that
don't even
wasn't
go look at it.
right. And that's the thing. Like you have VAR, go look at it.
It makes no sense. It's that's why I
I
mean
don't think.
that's why I said if they it feels like they do it on purpose, like they want the game to be a more physical game. They want people to talk about, oh, he missed that call, he missed that call. I don't feel like in CONCACAF they mind that because they can just go to VAR real easy, like they do everywhere else, and fix the problem.
Right. Right. I'm not really sure. Like I said, you may be right. Maybe they want the attention. I don't think that it gets them as much attention as they want. I don't think that's the way to do it. But it is what it is. We left with a goal in hand, so that's the most important part.
Yeah, definitely the most important part. And like I said, maybe they only scored one goal and we wanted more, but it was the first time this year I felt like from the start of the game to the end of the game, they had consistent pressure. They had consistent good pay. Like I said, Leon Flack to me, he does nothing. He does nothing for me.
He has
Now,
one job. He has one
just to,
job, and that's contest. and he wins those contests. Like he gets you the ball back. That's his job. That's it.
We have too many guys that do that. Martinez, that's his job. Bedoya,
Yeah.
that's his job. Leon Flock, that's his job. That's everyone's job. We need a couple guys, like 2 guys to do that, which Martinez and Bedoya are enough. And then we need guys like McGlynn, who you can bring it up that left flank. He can get it to Gazdag. Gazdag can bring it over to Carranza. Then you can make plays. Leon Flock just jumped in the air. I'll win this one.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing, though. Bedoya shouldn't be on the pitch past 58 minutes.
Right. He needs 50 minutes. Exactly. 55 minutes.
50, 58. Like, you're 58, you're there, you're wasting your time. I don't know why he's there because he just can't do it anymore. And then you have Martinez. Martinez, he does win balls, but they're usually balls that he gave away.
Yeah, that's true. But he recovers well. That's big in soccer. You try 10 times.
Yeah.
But like I'm saying,
sometimes it's just super frustrating for me.
That's a flock. Like to me, when you're a flock, you're playing up. You gotta help the other midfielders create the ball, spread the ball over to the other side of the field, open the game. He doesn't do that for me in that position. You see McGlynn did? McGlynn will rip that thing to the other side of the field, perfect pass, and open the game. When you got all the attention on that one side, you need players to be able to open the game like that, like Kai Wagner does. He brings it up, we see the guy Mabazo open, running up the field. If he has him open, he tries to make that pass. So
we've missed Kai Wagner for a couple of games now. He must be really hurt. I really thought that he was just sitting out to rest. But I guess he must be hurt. Really.
Well, Jim Curtin said it was only a grade 1. Then he's like, that's the best possible news we could get. So it don't sound bad.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I thought. He was just saying that because he was just going to sit, but apparently it may be something else because I really thought he was going to play against Atlas.
Yeah, I thought he would have. Well, they're saying Jim Curtin said today.
Oh, go ahead.
What?
My bad.
Go ahead.
You can go ahead. My fault.
I
was literally saying the exact same thing that you said was.
I think you're behind us a little bit.
I think you are. Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely am. I'm trying to fix it. My apologies. I will return. You guys keep going. I'm so sorry.
Go ahead.
Oh wait, do you remember what we were just talking about? I lost my train of thought a little bit.
No, let's get back. Let's get back to what their job is. Like usually, when we're talking about Flag, Martinez, and Bedoya plays a little up, but when you talk about Flag and Martinez, we're talking back mid, right? Because that's their job. Their job is to recover balls that we give away sometimes, or to like make that pass to get to the next level. I agree with you in saying that Flack and Martinez shouldn't be there at the same time because they kind of do the same job. And if we're picking one, of course I'm going to pick Martinez because he's more aggressive and he'll make that extra pass as opposed to just recovering it, right?
And he covers a little more field. I feel like covers a lot of field back there.
He's a little faster, a little more athletic, and he'll try at least to get the ball in the goal. He fails miserably. But
he does. He tries to kick it on net every time. I know that's not going anywhere near the net.
That's my thought every time, and I see the play happening because I'm looking at it, and then I see like off a corner, especially a ball go outside the box, and here he comes. I was like, he's gonna shoot, but that ain't going
every time. You know what the problem is? This is the problem. The home fans yell shoot.
Yeah, everybody yells shoot. You know where it all started?
Where?
Glesnes.
Well, he made 3 of them shots ever.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. That's where it started. That's what they kept saying. Like every time Glesnes touches the ball, the whole stadium just goes. And you know what? I'm there for it because I want to see a Glesnes bomb again because he can do it. He had 2 opportunities this last game to get it. He was close on both of them.
To me, he is the most well-rounded player on the Union. He plays defense. He brings the ball up. He can do a lot from that center defensive back. You know what I'm saying? Like
very tough.
He's very creative.
He's doing what Martinez and Flock should do, though, as a defensive back.
That's the problem. That's exactly what Jim Curtin said. Right. You know, he can't be our best playmaker. because that's when he gets called out of position, and that's when other teams get that attack on you. Now they got three defenders back there.
That's correct. Hey, look, we have Joe on here. What's up? What's up, Joe?
What's going on, Joe? How you doing?
The John. We're
The
getting him into
John.
soccer a little bit. But yeah, man, I really like you were saying. I really like what Jack's doing. Jack McGlynn, I think, should have been started from the beginning. I think this we would be sitting a little higher in the table if McGlynn was starting, maybe in a couple games. I think that you know what? I think that Gosdak scoring might get him to wake up a little bit. I just
I agree.
wrote I just wrote an article. I don't know if you had a chance to read it today, um, about him, about the weight of the number 10, because it's not
Yeah.
just a number. If you're a soccer guy, you understand 10's not it's not just a number. In football, you get to pick, or it's my high school number, whatever. 10 is universally, it
Yes.
means something, right? Like
It's
the
picked.
best
It's
players in
picked
the
for
world,
you.
right? The best players in the world have wore this number, and it doesn't mean that you're the captain. It doesn't mean any of that. It just usually means that you take the lead and you're the best player on the pitch.
Well, if you see all the best teams around the world, club wise and international, if you don't have a good number 10, you don't have a good competing team in all these big cups, and you're not
That's
going to compete for a World Cup. Brazil's always good because they always got a good number 10. You
that's
know what I
right.
mean? Croatia has been good. Croatia has made two Final Four World Cup appearances. Is that team good enough to be there? No, but they got Modric, who controls everything. He's like a mastermind. He's been a mastermind in Real Madrid, and then he
And
was a mastermind in Croatia.
and he's 36 or
And
38 now. He's up there.
he's old as hell, and he's still playing like he's young.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely.
So,
But that's
like,
what you have to do. You have to have that number 10. Italy, years ago, it had Totti, right?
yeah,
He
yep,
wasn't the best player ever, but he controlled the hell out of the team. And how did they do in the mid 2000s?
yeah,
Right,
amazing.
right. So you have to have that guy. Gastag was that guy last year, and I'm not saying I'm not dumb. I'm not saying that just because you switch his number, all of a sudden that he's becomes a different player. That's not what I'm saying at all. What I'm saying is that maybe what came behind the number, like what comes with it, maybe that's weighing a little too heavy on him, because he's not playing the same way. We're not getting a glimpse of the Gastag we had last year. Not even close.
Well, another thing, like you said, that number holds so much weight. So other teams look at it like it holds a lot of weight. You know, they
Hmm.
see, no, all right, you got number 10. You're their guy. You're their playmaker. They're going to run their offense, their attack through you. So what's our job now? To stop you. Last year, he had a little bit of, he can move around. He blew up last year. You know, when you have that big breakout year, the next year you should take a little step back. Defenses zone in on you. Now you're the focal point of the offense to take away.
Right.
So I feel like that's also affecting him a little bit. That's why he showed so much emotion last game when they got that penalty at the end of the game or whatever it was. He was screaming in that guy's face. He was letting it out like, all right, I'm about to put one in the back of the net and get back to being that number 10.
Right, and that's what I'm saying. And I said it right on there. We have enough games for him to wake up, for him to just get out of this rut that he's in, and get back to his usual form that we saw last year. Because you can do it, especially in the MLS. If we're being completely honest with you, you can get out of holes like that. Maybe not in other leagues when you start like this. You
Right.
can in this league, and you have enough games. There's no excuse for Daniel Gastag not to come back. Not at all. We just can't see the whatever he's doing in passing that he's doing in the last couple of games, which is just completely awful. He breaks
Right.
down plays. He's not where he's supposed to be at all.
Well,
Like,
Carranza doesn't help him that much in front of him either to give him opportunities to be open.
well, Carranza has never done that. Carranza with his back to the goal, it's awful. Like he got no, he didn't get any better than last year.
Well,
The reason why he was so good is because guys like put him in that position last year.
right. Right. But as a number 9, you know how like a number 9, you have one job. Just get to the net. Just get to the goal and make yourself available. He doesn't make himself available.
He's missed. We got to go back and like check. Maybe I'll ask. I think Austin's listening to us. If Austin, if you can go back and check how many goals has Carranza missed this year by an inch, because it's been like 5.
That's not class.
He's not there at the right time. And
Now, all
I
right.
don't know.
Opposed to Carranza, every time what's his name, Uwag, he gets a chance to get to make a play on net, he has a great foot.
Yeah,
He has a great foot. Like he just one time bang, it's always on net.
Although he missed the big one last game.
But he hit the post. Didn't he?
Yeah, he did. And then I think the other one got called for offsides anyway. But before it did, he just whiffed it.
At least he's made himself available and has made his pose a threat. Now his problem is cardio. He can't play all game.
Yeah, right, exactly. Yeah, which is crazy to me because he's not. I mean, he's a young guy. I mean, just run, man. Like if that's what you run, you already have this speed. Just run.
He doesn't have the stamina.
No, he can't make 90 minutes.
No,
but Carranza,
and you should be able to, like you said, at that age.
Right, exactly. But that's the thing about Carranza. He can get there. Like he knows where to go. He's just not getting there in time. Like he would already have. I'm telling you, if we go back and look, he could already have like 6 goals. He should have scored a hat trick on Tuesday.
Yeah, he could have, but he's another thing. He's in his head right now. He's really in his own head.
Everybody, the whole team is in their head, man. They don't know what happened. We don't have a different team than we had last year, really. No. If anything, we just added good pieces.
I agree.
I don't believe that it's a chemistry deal because most of the team is the same. It's the same people. We have Austin here. I feel like it's the same thing. It was last year. Trouble with the touch in the final third. It's only a matter of time before the goal starts looking a ton bigger. I hope. I really hope. Like I said, it's tough to get out of these ruts, but we can do it.
Well, the thing is, you don't have to go get back to the number 1 seed, especially with the new playoff format. You just got to finish middle of the pack, like finish in 4th place. You get a home 2 home matches in the first round. Then in the next round, if you can get back to playing how you were playing last year at Subaru Park, you're almost unbeatable. So you're automatically taking 1 game from them in the playoff series in the second round when you got to play Cincinnati or Atlanta or one of them other teams at the top of the conference. You just got to.
We usually do very well against them in that situation anyway.
Yeah, so I think we'll be okay. As like you said, you got to weather the storm, get back in the form. I love the formation Jim Curtin went with last game. I know you still do almost the same exact thing, but it gives these 2 players a little bit more flexibility to help the attack with that formation. And Damian Lowe was amazing.
Dude, can we talk about this guy for a little bit?
He's amazing.
Now, I'm not saying I want to switch Elliott because Elliott and Glesnes are pretty much a wall back there, and they're very good at what they do. But what a backup to have, man! Like he's aggressive, he's fast. You see him run.
Well, you see how he gets to the ball on headers? He's a really good, stale, athletic body. Like he reminds you of a basketball player, kind of.
He is. Essentially, that's what he is.
Yeah, that's what he reminds me of. So, I don't know. I don't want to change Elliott. Glesnes and Elliott work so good together. But at some point, you might have to make a decision because he might be the best one on the team.
Oh no!
Like I said, Glesnes is the best all-around player, but that kid can still grow.
I would still put Elliott in front of him because Elliott can also finish up top. It's not like
that's
he can't
true.
Do it.
Yeah, it's true. And the chemistry's there with him and Glesnes.
Right, and the chemistry's there with Glesnes. So I'm not there yet. I like that we have Lowe as a backup. I like that he's there in case Elliott or Glesnes gets hurt or they just need some rest. I like that he's there because we don't take that much of a hit if they do leave the game because we both know that Blake feels a lot better and he plays a lot better with Glesnes and Elliott in front of him.
That's true.
Those are his guys, so I wouldn't change that just yet. But I'm glad to have Lowe.
I'll tell you what though, if Elliott is playing in place of Lowe last game, Quinones gets a 1-on-1 with Andre Blake, and Elliott never catches up.
No. He definitely. I didn't know he had that speed. I knew he was fast. I didn't know he had that speed. I had no idea.
I was like, wow, dude, he's catching this guy.
What? I thought for sure I was like, oh, here we go. Here's 1-0 because
Yeah,
he
yeah,
was,
yeah.
and then he just came back, and I don't know where he came and got him. I was like, wow.
Another guy that's been playing amazing, and no one ever talks about Nate Harriel. Every time he plays, I feel like his speed up that flank. Like for example, that was a penalty on him too. He took him down from behind.
It's not a sexy position, man.
It's not,
That's what
but
it
the
is.
but the guy has like a lot of recovery speed. He doesn't get burnt. You can't get past him. He's too quick.
We have Pat over here. Do you think we lack offensive power somewhere? Don't forget, Burke was a big offensive piece off the bench last season.
Well, that's what I wrote. That's what I wrote in my preseason article going in. You got to replace Corey Burks. I think he had like 9 goals or 11 goals, something like that. You have to replace that. Jim Curran said before the year, maybe it could be Quinn Sullivan, maybe it could be Joaquin Torres, but no one has replaced them 10 goals yet. You know what I mean? No one has showed they have the capability to replace them 10 goals yet.
That's right. That's right. But if we're talking offensive power, and then we're speaking about our backup forward, what are we really talking about? You know what I'm
You
saying?
know, soccer though, that guy your first guy off the bench. Sometimes he's the guy who makes the biggest impact in the game, the freshest legs, and he has the talent to be a starter. But he gives you that spark off the bench. He does that very well. Joaquin Torres does it sometimes, but every time he plays, he's like this.
Well, he's jittery.
He's very jittery, so he
That's
confuses the guy with the ball. He
Yeah.
looks like he's going this way. The guy passes him the ball, and then he cuts back this way.
See, now that I leave to chemistry, because they got to play. They got to figure him out, and they got to play together in order to figure him out. But Torres play because he's small. He plays like a small dude. That's how they play.
He does, but I feel like if he played a little bit more controlled, like instead of trying to do spins all the time and trying to nutmeg you, if he just used his speed to get outside and get the ball in, he could do that. But he tries to do way too much.
It already worked once.
That's true. It did work once. And if he could do it 4 times this year, that's good.
I mean, he's gonna figure out that at some point that's not gonna happen every time.
Right.
So he should use his speed to, instead of doing the spins and go try to go inside, because when you're on the pitch and you're that small, like you feel like you have the speed and you can fit in small gaps. Sometimes it's just not the case, right? They have long legs in there, so they can put you on your ass essentially
Yeah.
with one step. So he's just gonna have to figure that out. Our offensive power is still there. It's not like it's not there. Once we get up there, we're just, see. I hate to say luck, but man, it's just like I have nothing else. Last game, you saw it perfectly. The ball's just not going in the back of the net. It's just not going in.
Now,
Even
all right, is that a case of more last year they got a little bit lucky? Balls were bouncing their way. You know
or
what I mean?
or are we unlucky this year? Like that's the thing. Like
That's what I mean.
like, are we just not? Did we just our luck just run out? I don't know. Because even the penalty, that almost didn't go in.
It shouldn't have went in.
No, the goalie guessed perfectly. It just went underneath him.
Yeah, it shouldn't have went in.
Because that was on the goalie. That wasn't on Gastag. That should
So
have
maybe that's luck starting to break our way again.
That's what I'm hoping. That's what I said. I told my brother. I turned to my brother-in-law right away, and I was like, maybe that's the one that will turn away, and then we're good. Like, and I was telling them our last game at home, or not the championship game, the one on Saturday that I went to. I was so disappointed at the fact that we just couldn't get one in the back of the net. Like, not one. This is a team that hasn't won a game, man.
Yes.
We can't score one.
I don't listen. I know Jim's 4-4-2 has worked. I don't love it.
Well, traditionally speaking, right now in this league, they usually just would go with the one up top.
Just one up top.
That way they open up the middle a little more.
Kind of how they did against Atlas.
Right. However, that would be just us adding McGlynn, right, and then just leaving either Carranza or Ua up top.
Right. But the problem is when you go with that 4-4-2 and you have Flock in there, you literally relinquish all possession. So now you have to be comfortable with losing possession 60-40. That makes it hard.
You talk about Flack like I talk about Bedoya.
Well, listen, Bedoya, like I said, Bedoya at least knows what he wants to do. Like he gets the ball, his body just can't do it anymore.
Right, right. Bedoya is there for a reason, and the reason right now that he's just the veteran in the team. Like
Yeah, he's the
he's
lead.
captain. Like he's the leader of the team. Like, I get it. But Jim's gonna have to figure out that after a certain minute, it's just he gets in the way.
Well,
Like you
didn't
gotta
he
stop.
move it? He moved him back to right back last game, didn't he?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That might be a little bit of an experiment there. So he doesn't have to be as fast. He doesn't have to. He doesn't have to.
You can't experiment with somebody that's been playing the game so long. Like he's already done. Like his job here.
That's true.
Why are you experimenting with him? You should be experimenting with the young kids.
I agree.
With the
But I
young
think
kids.
Jim likes his leadership. Some coaches just fall in love with these guys and they're just
And
team
I
guys.
get it. But if you're a real leader, you can lead from the bench.
That's hard to do though, because you can't talk to the referees now.
Do it. Well, they don't even pay attention anyway. Half of them don't speak the same language.
That's true.
We got Austin again here. Curtin was definitely not impressed with the overall play on Saturday. The formation change he made on Tuesday seemed to make a difference. It did because it created more. Like if we're
100%.
being honest, we got to the goal. Saturday we couldn't even sniff in there, man. Like it was nuts.
But we had no. I was like, how is Sporting KC controlling the ball this whole entire game?
Mind you, they did save two like clear goals.
They did.
And they were clearly like they were in. I was surprised too because the goalie looked like a linebacker. I didn't know he could jump like that.
Yeah.
What's his name? My lot or something like that. I forget what it was. Malta. I forget what his name is.
For KC.
Yeah, I have to look it up. But he looked like a linebacker, and I was looking. I'm like, that's a big guy for a goalie. He shouldn't be moving the way that he's moving.
Some guys have that, they have that agility in the big body.
Yeah, and it worked for him.
Melia.
Yeah, Melia. That's what it is. Yeah, but he played a good game, and like I said, we should have won at least 2-0 because I was duping before the ball even went in, and then his big ass hand just kind of blocked it. And I was like, damn.
At least they got the tie, though. At least they didn't lose the Sporting KC.
Yeah, I mean, see, we didn't gain a point. We lost 2. They gained a point.
That's true.
That hurts.
True. That does hurt, especially when you don't get them. You don't get them bottom feeder teams all year.
Right. Exactly. And we need to win these games. It's just like the freaking Eagles or Sixers, man. They like play down to opponents and then we don't win the games that we're supposed to win.
Yeah, but then they beat Nashville. They destroyed Nashville earlier in the season, or was it Columbus?
No, Columbus. The Crew.
Columbus, the 4 seed. They're actually a good team, and we destroyed them at the start of the season. You're thinking after game 1, all right, this season's going to be good again, and they take a shit.
We're back. Yeah, I'm thinking. I don't know what happened between the first game and now. I'm not really sure if anything changed in the locker room, which I highly doubt.
Yeah, I doubt that.
I wish I had an answer, other than maybe teams are figuring them out. I don't doubt Curtin just yet. I think he's more than capable to to bring on a game plan to get us back in the success column. Which I'm just waiting for it, and maybe moving that piece up top back and just going with the one. I really did like that formation. He went back to the 2 up top, mid.
Yeah, towards the end of the game when he put Uai in.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm just hoping that we there's a lot of people that are in slumps, and when you have that, you're just not gonna do. If your 2 goal scorers from last year are both in ruts like this, what are you gonna do, right?
Now, do you think it could have a little bit to do with you got to play on Saturday, and then these couple games you play on Saturday, then you play on Tuesday? You know what I mean? Then you play on Saturday again, then you play on Tuesday again. So your preparation gets cut shorter than all these other teams that aren't playing in these extra cups them weeks.
That's also true. That is also true. But that's why Curtin is playing with the formation a little bit, right? And
Yeah.
we're playing people like Lowe. We're playing
McGlynn.
Sullivan. I think McGlynn's young enough to play every game. To be honest with you,
I agree. A
he
20-year-old
shouldn't
should
have a
be able to
problem.
play every day.
If your 20-year-old can play a Tuesday and a Saturday, that's a problem, right?
Yeah,
I
no,
think
he can.
I
But
think he
doesn't mean
can.
it doesn't mean you're gonna be 100% on Tuesday. You might be
Right.
90. That makes a difference.
Yeah, but 90 still good for 20.
That's true. That's true. That's still like
So
100
again,
at 35, you know?
I'll still take if we're making a decision between him and Flock, I'll still take McGlynn because I want the I want the creator in there as opposed to just giving the
Now,
ball back.
what do you think about this idea? You put Bedoya to the bench, start Flock with McGlynn. Or Flock doesn't.
I've been calling for that the whole season.
But Curtin will never do that.
No.
Until Bedoya is done, Curtin's never doing that.
I don't think so. And I'm not really sure if it's because of Bedoya or it's because of Curtin. I'm not really sure where that lies. I think that if Bedoya knew exactly and he wanted to help the team, he would realize that maybe I should sit out and just let a younger guy that has a little more stamina and that can help the team a little more be in there. Because if we take Bedoya out, we put Flock in there with McGlynn and Martinez at the same time. We're getting the ball back, and all we really have to do is just get the ball to McGlynn. And
not even that, even Flock, who doesn't know what to do on offense, he brings a lot more speed than Bedoya does.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. Yeah, and you know what? Flock can score like maybe twice a year, so like he'll surprise you.
Twice a year.
Twice a year, he'll surprise you. He
gets his lucky bounces.
He had a very important goal last year against, I think it was Cincy. The game that we won 1-0
in the playoffs.
No, I think it was right at the end of the season.
Okay, so it was a big game.
Yeah, I think.
I forget when the last time he scored.
I remember because when I saw the goal, I was like, "Oh, we started going nuts," and I was like, "Wait, who scored?" Flock.
No, you're like, no way, he scored.
No, and it wasn't bad either. He was just at the right place, right time type of goal.
So how do you see them? What? Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, what do you see? How do you see Curtin going forward? What do you think he does? You think he stays with the lineup? He goes back to a 4-4-2. He uses them both in certain situations. What are we doing?
I would like him to stay with the one up top to start the game and maybe switch like he did against Atlas. I think that's worked. Just so we can try something new. To be honest, just kind of get him out there and try something new against an MLS team as opposed to CONCACAF Champions team.
Right.
I think we should try it. I think we should keep it. We should do exactly the same thing. Try it against an MLS team. See how that works because I really think that it's gonna benefit us.
Yeah, look what Austin said right here. Big shout out to the Union under 15 squad for beating the Real Madrid under 15. This is actually very impressive.
Oh, 100%.
Beating the Real Madrid under 15 side to advance to the GA Cup semifinals. They face Orlando City under 15. I thought they beat Arsenal though.
They beat Arsenal yesterday, and then they beat Real Madrid today. Yeah.
I'll tell you what. I seen highlights from them last two games, and that kid, Kevin Sullivan, Quinn Sullivan's little brother, might be the best Union player I've ever seen, and he's 15 years old.
This kid is not making it to the pro team.
I didn't think he was going to. I hope he does. Let's hope he does.
I hope he does too. I want to see him. Of course, I hope. I don't think he will.
But I seen him yesterday, and I'm like, I don't see adults making passes like this. He's turning around, boom, and I'm like, you didn't even look at that pass. That was Patrick Mahomes-ish. Like, look pass.
The kid's special. Like he has something. He's definitely better than his brother.
No, it's not even close. That's not even close.
He's definitely better than his brother.
Listen, we actually got a chance to see Quinn Sullivan for a long time with the Union. He's not going nowhere.
No, the little Sully is just
unbelievable.
I saw a little bit of the game this afternoon, and the one before, and he's just so much better than everybody else out there. It's
I
crazy.
know. That's what I'm saying. You know what the problem is too? You say he's not going to stick around for long. All these Arsenal scouts seen him yesterday,
Yeah,
yesterday. All these Real Madrid scouts seen him, so they take that
yeah.
information back to Europe with them. That spreads like wildfire. He doesn't go a long way. He might not even make it to 15. How old is he? 14.
Uh, yeah, I think he just turned 14. He maybe,
All
yeah.
right. He's not. He won't be here at 16.
No, I really don't think so. I hope, I really do. I hope that he is. I don't think that he will. I think we're definitely going to lose him. He's just that good. But you know what? If we do, that just means that the U.S. is going to get another really good player in about 5 years. So
And it
I'm
also
good.
means that Philadelphia Academy breeds some pretty good players.
Absolutely.
Aronson, the two Aronson brothers, they got paid good money to leave. And now this
Yep.
kid, he get paid a lot of money to leave.
Listen, Pulisic spent some time over here with us.
Yeah, that's true. Because he grew up in PA.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, we can definitely develop. The problem, I was just talking to a friend of mine actually about this because I was telling him he's a big Arsenal guy, and we were talking. I sent him before the game started. I was like, "Hey, we got the Unions going against your boys," and he goes, "I'm sorry for what we're about to do to them." So
Right.
after the game, I sent him the picture. I was like, "What happened?" He was like, he was like, "Most of our good players are out on loan." I was like, all right, whatever.
Still though,
But then
their C team should be able to run through a Philadelphia Union squad.
exactly, because
So
they have so much more, like so much more scouting, so much more money for this. Oh yeah, McKenzie's another one that got
yeah,
sold at the
McKenzie's
right
good.
But it was just when I sent the picture, I was like, wow, like we're beating like the teams are supposed to be, the higher ups
Yeah,
in the
the
world.
higher up. We shouldn't
Like
be
it's
going to the semifinals or
yeah,
whatever. And you know what? Do you know what though? We are going to the semifinals against Orlando City SC. So they must have
yeah.
some pretty good young kids too.
But I mean, when you're this age, right? You're not gonna get your full potential. What I was talking to him about this morning is that I hope that all these kids, because they're a good team. There's yes, Sullivan is obviously a standout, but there's a couple players that play really well. I think what the problem is between them and us is that we don't develop as well as other countries, and that's just maybe because soccer's just not mainstream enough. And it's getting there, like it's grabbing a little more traction. Once it gets there, I'm telling you, if the U.S. and again, if the U.S. decided to make soccer a mainstream thing, like look out.
The money has to be there though.
Right,
The
right.
the endorsements, the viewership, all that has to be there. And I don't know. Remember, like 10 years ago, we thought it was like getting big, and then here we are 10 years later, and it's got a tiny bit bigger.
Yeah, but it's all about the one guy though. That you get the one guy, right? That can start bringing it in, and then you just build from there.
I agree. This international team has a lot of great players, like a
Yeah.
lot of players who are playing overseas and are playing prominent roles on their teams.
Hmm.
So
Yeah,
that's encouraging.
and like I said, like they're playing against kids that are going to go to a career over there. Not all of them, obviously. Only a handful of them are probably going to get to their pro level with their team, but they're still very good. We
Do
have
you
Pet
remember?
here.
You
It's
remember the
going.
Landon Donovan? Or so my bad. God, I didn't see that.
No, we got Pat here. It's going to be another tall order on Saturday facing Roman Santana. Did he spell that
Celentano.
correctly?
Yeah, that's what it is. I'm pretty sure.
I'm surprised because it's Pat. I'm really proud of Pat right now. This is
Yeah,
actually very impressive.
Roman Celentano, 4 clean sheets.
um, I mean, right now I'm worried. I'm worried against everybody that they face because I don't know what's going to be out there. Like I'm not sure if we're going to get the team that we've been seeing for the past, 3-4 games, or the team that we just saw on Tuesday that started attacking. It all depends on what Curran decides to do. I think that if he goes with the one man up top, we're going to start seeing more chances. I don't see why he would go away from there.
So you stay with Joaquin. So you stay with Joaquin Torres in the starting lineup then.
Not exactly. I would put somebody back more. Give McGlynn a shot up there, so he can start creating. Maybe listen. Even McGlynn had a couple shots in goal that
Yeah,
that were very very good.
and let's not forget he played pretty good defense too. He didn't slack on the defensive side of the ball. He was pretty good.
No, he's a pretty well-rounded player.
So I think, yeah, I like McGlynn a lot. I don't see him being here for too long either. He'll find a little team overseas to go to.
But isn't that crazy to that we're talking how good people are and they were like, oh, they're probably not going to be here, instead of saying like, oh, they're horrible, they're probably not going to be here, right?
Right,
Never
right.
say they're so good they're not going to be here.
I know.
That stinks. Like that
It makes you
stinks.
sad. It makes you sad.
It really does, because like when I talk about all my other teams, um, it's like if you're good, you're most likely going to stay. And I wish that the MLS would get to that place, right? But I mean, we'll see. We have William Yeager here. Is all these games taking a toll on the Union?
100%.
Yeah, it has to, man. Like, I guess they're not used to playing this many games in a row like this.
I don't even think it's the legs, though. I think it's, like I said, the preparation. You don't get the full. You got to prep for 2 games in 4 days. That means you have 2 different game plans in 2 days. You know. So imagine Jim Curtin played a 4-4-2, and that was his game plan against Sporting KC. They didn't play up to par. They had to adjust and switch to another game plan in 2 days to prepare, and it worked out. Don't get me wrong, it worked out, but you don't know how that's going to work out.
No, and it barely worked out because we just couldn't put the goal in. We put the ball in goal, so it definitely created more chances though, and that's what I'm looking for at this point. What I'm looking for is just create, make sure that you get there, and then one of them is bound to go in.
And they'll start going in. It's all about just getting, you get off the snide, you know what I'm saying? It's like a baseball hitter. You're in a rut, you're in a rut. As soon as you get that one hit, that one goal, it blows you up for the rest of the year. So that's all they need. Let's hope it's that guy's that goal. That like they feel like, all right, we can do this again. We can move this ball to the midfield. We can play our game.
Yeah. Like I said, it's gonna be interesting to see what he comes out with. I don't remember. Like it's been so long since Curtin has been in this kind of situation.
I know, for a while.
That I'm not, and it was crazy that he had better players. Technically speaking, we have better players right now than we did, years past. So
I agree. The Union, to me, up until 2 years ago, were atrocious, and somehow they were winning games.
Yeah, absolutely. But that was because of him. Curtin's a good coach, and I really thought he was going to leave to take over the U.S. I'm still secretly hoping that happens, but
really, no.
The U.S. needs something, man. I don't know.
You think it's Jim Curtin?
I think that he would be very good with those kids.
I don't think the long ball game is for these kids. He wants to score in 4 passes, and I feel like they have more talent than that. They can play a more finesse game with their midfield with McKennie and Adams and Musa. Like they got some players that are playing in some finesse leagues on some finesse teams.
But that's what I'm saying.
Jim Curtin might take away from them kids.
I don't think so. I think
I disagree.
The reason he plays the way he plays here is because it works, right? Or it's worked. I'm not going to say it works. I'm going to say it's worked so far. But I don't doubt that he can change his game plan to accommodate these kids.
So you're telling me he's been coaching. He's been the second longest tenured coach in the MLS. He's been the coach of the Union, I think, for 13 years. He's been playing the same way for 13 years.
I don't want him to leave per se, but if he did to go to the U.S., I wouldn't be too upset.
I thought Berhalter was doing a very good job. He won the Gold Cup.
Oh.
No, I disagree.
No.
He won the Gold Cup. He won the ICC. He took him one of the best World Cup runs we ever seen.
I can win the World Cup, the Gold Cup. Come on, man. Listen,
they didn't do it for a while though. They didn't do it for a while.
I get it. And we play a weaker Mexico team that we've seen in quite some time.
Yeah, but we also Canada was also in that too. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but then they have Davies though, so that he keeps him in the games.
Yeah,
He
that's
can do
true.
whatever he wants on the pitch against the U.S. and Mexico or whomever, like Honduras. Canada can do whatever they want because Davies can literally do whatever he wants on the pitch.
Well,
He's
David's
so
a great
fast
player.
and very skilled.
I actually seen all players in the world under 23. He's the fourth highest paid under 23-year-old.
Yeah,
The kid's
yeah.
ridiculous. I didn't know that. I didn't know he was
Well,
that good.
yeah. I didn't even know he was Canadian. When I first saw this guy, I was like, "Whoa, this guy's crazy. Where's he from?" Then I pulled up and it said Canada. I was like, "No, this can't be
I know.
it." And then because a buddy of mine was started talking to me about him, and he's a Bayern fan, and he said, "We're gonna get this kid. He's probably one of the best right backs in the league." And I was like, I doubt it, but all right. And then I saw
Right.
him play, and I was like, what?
Yeah, he's amazing.
Like, he's really good. But going back to that, I don't like Berhalter. I don't like the. I think that we could do a lot better. Um, I don't think he had the right plan. Even in the World Cup, I don't think he had the right plan. Yeah, we made it to the next
I'm going to
round.
say, but they won. Like, isn't the end result is the most important result? You brought this team from shit, back to winning, beating Mexico, winning the other tournament they won, going as deep as you did in the World Cup, and so in that England game, the United States outplayed England. They outplayed England.
This is also the best United States team that we've had,
Ever.
maybe ever.
No, it is ever.
Yeah,
You remember
yeah,
them Landon Donovan teams?
yeah.
Every
No,
single
they
player
were
played in
close.
the MLS. I'm like, what? They're never going to win. You have to get your players outside sorts to
Yeah,
get trained by
yeah,
them guys and come back. And I feel like they have that on this team. They
yeah.
have
And
that
right
pedigree.
now, but this wasn't their year. I think 2026 is going to be the year that they actually come out. They're all going to be in their late 20s. They're going to be ready. Hopefully, they're going to be hungry. And we'll see what happens. I think Gio still has a lot of room to grow, a lot of room. So I think Gio might be the best player we have, to be honest with you. Potential wise, he might be the
Yeah.
best player.
Well, he always shows it on his club, but never shows it on US.
We have players like that all the time. I don't know why, and it's the way that they play. Maybe it's Burkhalter, man. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe. Maybe.
Why
Oh,
wouldn't you play Gio?
well, I mean, if his
It
dad's
makes
been a
no
jerk
sense.
off your whole entire life,
Okay, we talk about the dad. He's a good player. Play him.
he is, but he always looks out of form.
What's that?
He never looks like he runs 100% when he's out there for the United States. For me, he never looks like he's giving it his all.
I mean, some games, but then there's some games also that he just runs through like three guys and then creates a chance.
That's
Yeah,
true.
he's done that also.
I'm not saying he doesn't have the talent. I just feel like if you got a kid like that, like remember Jimmy Rollins, the one play back in the World Series run, he didn't run the ball out. He got his ass chewed out when he got back by Charlie Manuel. He never did it again. They go on to win the World Series. You know what I mean? You got to kind of have that same mentality. You got to have that dog in you, and I don't think he has
All
that
right,
dog.
let me ask you: do you think Berhalter sat him down and chewed him out? Because I don't think so. I think Berhalter tries to be the friend.
Well, in soccer, you don't chew them out. You just don't start them, and that should be the example. That should be the example. You're not going to play tonight. You're going to watch.
Ask Jose Mourinho if he's ever chewed somebody out.
I'm sure he did. So Pep Guardiola, all them guys. But I'm saying you can lead by different examples. You could be like, look, I'm just going to bench you. I don't have to fight with you. Next game, next time I give you the opportunity, show me 100%. Sometimes I feel like Reyna, don't get me wrong, Reyna has made some of the sickest goals I've seen from any United States player ever.
Yeah.
But I just don't feel like he loves to play for United States. He loves to play for Dortmund when he's over in his league.
I mean, again, he's also very young, right?
He's very young. He has potential.
So when it comes to that part of it, like right now, I'm just looking for skill. When you're this young, I just look at skill. I don't
That's
care
true.
about anything unless you're like an absolute mess up outside of playing soccer. I want to see what kind of skill you have at 20, 21 years old. If by 24 years old you're still acting a fool and not giving it your all, now we have a problem.
I
Because
agree.
then this is not just a phase. This is your actual character, and
I
this is
agree.
not gonna work.
So he got some character issues to get straight, is what you're saying.
Yeah, yeah, and I think that he will. And it's surprising too because with his dad was never one to allow stuff like that. So I don't even know where that's coming from.
Right.
I'm hoping that his dad talks to him and just kind of sets him straight. But I think they're a little too preoccupied with all the other drama that's going on in their lives.
So who do you think
Yeah,
ends up being the coach? Who do you really thinks ends up being the coach for the United States?
honestly, I think Berhalter stays. Sadly enough, I don't think that's a good plan, but I think he does stay.
I hear you.
Yeah.
I hear you. I hear you.
We have Austin here. U.S. fans are biting their arms off just to have a decent coach. Well, yeah, that's yeah, because you need a decent coach with a team this young. Like you need a good coach because they need to mold them. You need to
That's
make sure
true.
that they put out a good product with this young core. When a coach sees talent like this, and I'm not saying that they're the best in the world. I'm not saying that or anything like that. I'm saying they have potential, right?
Right.
Pulisic is a good player. Is he the best
Very
player
good.
on our team? I don't believe so. I think McKennie may have a little more potential than he does. I love the way
Timothy
McKennie
Way.
plays.
Timothy Way's good.
Way is great.
Way is good.
He comes from good pedigree too.
France.
Musa, same thing. Musa's pretty tough. Musa has stamina, but sometimes he lacks this not the skill. He lacks the IQ,
Yes.
which is
Make some
uh
make some bad decisions. He's not the best
yes,
decision maker,
which is not really that good.
but he's young.
But
But he's young. You
he's
can
young.
you can learn if as long as you
They're
play hard.
so young. They're so
Yes, he's so
young.
young. Tyler Adams, dude. Tyler Adams is one of the best like defensive midfielders in the world, dude. Even on leads, like the team doesn't help him out offensively, but he's a very good defender.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. But to switch gears right now, we have Cincinnati coming up.
Tough game.
Right, very tough game because since he has been doing some damage in this league.
Four
Um,
clean sheets. That's huge.
yep, that's huge. We
They're
have
good.
Pat here. Yeah, Pat here saying Cincinnati. If we can get that back, Cincinnati four and only two draws. Stud goaltender and monster to make interceptions. What's your game plan for this matchup?
Well,
My
we just
game
said
plan for
the
this.
same formation as Atlas.
Yeah, I think that's going to be the best case scenario here because you're giving yourself a little more chance to get back, and at the same time, you also have those people to move forward. So I hope I don't see two up front because I'm telling you right now, if we do go with the same formation, the 4-4-2, I think we get scored on early, and it's not going to be Blake's fault.
Yeah, well, I feel like most of the time it's not Blake's fault.
Well, yeah, he's just so damn good, man.
He's so good, but you know what doesn't make
Oh,
sense to me? A goaltender that's that good, 3 times goalkeeper of the year. How come no big club has tried to sign him away from the Union?
they noticed too late.
They noticed too late. Yeah, but you know
They
you can
noticed
get
too late.
years out of a goaltender, though. You can get a goaltender to play till he's 38 at a high level.
True, but you won't give him big money because you don't know.
That's
So
true.
you won't. I think they just waited. He waited too long, and then he just got stuck in the MLS system. He should be overseas. I watch Blake, and I say the same thing you do. How is he here? How is
Yeah, it
he
doesn't
not
make sense.
overseas? He
Three
should be
three
playing,
time goaltender
dude.
goalkeeper of the year.
I would take him. I would take him at Chelsea right now. Are you kidding me?
Exactly. Yeah,
Are you kidding me? I would put him
and that's the truth.
right back there. Yeah, 100%. This dude is nasty. I wish he was American because I hate Matt Turner with a burning
What?
passion.
Well, because he plays on Arsenal.
Well, that doesn't help. I just don't think he's good.
Why, you're nuts, dude? He's good.
What? No,
He
he's
has
not.
made some. You watch him play. He bailed that team out so many
Dude,
times.
a couple of weeks ago, who was it? See, I don't even know. Some bottom feeding team put like 4 goals on him.
Yeah, what does defense do? What does defense do?
It doesn't matter. It was him. I bet you Blake wouldn't do that.
Probably. I mean, Blake is very athletic, so he always makes a save he shouldn't make because of his
I don't
athleticism.
like that Turner. I don't think he's the answer. I'd rather have Stefan in there, to be honest with you.
You think?
I think so, yeah. They're the
I don't
same
know.
guy. It's just that Stefan's
Listen, the United States. That's one thing about the United States. They can breed a goalkeeper.
sack Grant Porter and bring Blake. Yeah, well, we already did one, but I mean, going back to Cincy, it's going to be a tough game. We definitely can't take it for granted. We can. This is not last year. We got to come out and we got to. I think we should come out and punch them in the mouth,
I
right
agree.
away. Like right
Right
away,
away.
punch him in the mouth, and then I'm not saying play back, but definitely kind of fall back just a little bit and kind of make them bite and then attack again. Like that's how you need to play this team because other than that, you're not gonna find it.
No, I mean Cincinnati gives up. They're like the best goals against in the league. You know what I mean? I think it's like 0.66 or something like that.
Yeah.
So it's going to be pretty hard to score. You got to get on top of them early. Then like you said, you could drop back and you force them to come up now. You force them to have to score. And then now you can play your counterattack game.
Right.
You know,
and then you make them make mistakes because that's really how you beat them. You make them make mistakes and then you capitalize on them. I don't think we're playing organized enough, like ourselves, all year. We haven't been playing organized enough to actually execute this game plan that well. I hope that we come out and do it because that's what we should do.
right.
But that's the way to do it, man. I really hope that we're able to.
I agree. I mean, I think this is a measuring stick, kind of like an early season measuring stick. You're playing a hot team that's on fire. They haven't lost yet. You know, they have no losses yet this season. If you can come out even on the road, I know we don't want a tie. If you come out of Cincinnati with a tie, like you said earlier, that's 1 point to us that they lost 2 points on.
Right.
So
and we need to get those that back, right? So if we go out and execute that plan, I think we can win. I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, I know Pat's listening. He likes to freak out over everything. I think we can win, but
I agree.
If you're asking me what my prediction is, I think we lose.
Me too. I think it's a 1-0 loss. I think it's a 1-0 loss. I don't think they put too much on us.
I have it 2-1, but I do have
2-1.
Yeah.
A 1-goal differential.
Since he's playing really, really well.
Yeah, but I mean, like I wrote an article today, same thing, previewing the game. It's the Eastern Conference champs versus the #1 seed. So it's not like like, for example, Sporting KC and all these other teams that competed against us. You know, when you're the Eastern Conference champs, them teams come to play against you every single game. But Cincinnati's not going to come play against the Eastern Conference champs because they're also in first place themselves. You got a target on your back, just like we got a target on our back. So it's a measuring stick game, maybe even more for Cincinnati, because it's like, who really are you this year?
Yeah, because they'll just right now they're just looking to get further, from #2, right? So yeah, absolutely, especially this early in the competition. Points are important. Like it's just the way it is. The Union was able to get #1 seed last year, and we tied like 5 games in a row in the middle of the year there, right? Which was crazy to me. We were able to go on like a crazy home stretch where we just didn't lose.
Right.
And like Austin says, this win could be a statement win for Cincy. Absolutely, Eastern Conference champs. It could be, but we like you said earlier, Austin. We need to take the momentum. I don't think it's a lot, but the little momentum we just build with Atlas and take it out on Saturday because we need something to get going, especially in the actual season, not the Champions League.
I'll tell you what, Jim Curtin comes back out with Leon Flock and the Union lay an egg. He's going to have some heat after that game.
Yeah. Yeah, and hopefully we get to see Wagner back because we're definitely going to need him.
Yeah, I think
This year.
Harry holds up though.
Yeah, he does. But I like him. I like him back there. I like Wagner because there's just another guy to put the ball in there.
Well, Wagner's one of the best at that position in the whole entire league, So
Yeah.
I want him in over Nate, but Nate is a lot better than Matt Real.
Well, that's true. Real didn't know what the hell he was doing
Yeah.
out there. But you're right. Wagner, what does he do? He hurts you. And what do we do when people hurt you? Austin, you let them know.
You heard him back, right?
Where's Austin at? There it is. When people hurt you,
Good call.
Cherry, Esquire, workers' compensation, motor vehicle accidents, personal injury, criminal law. Call our boy David R. Cherry, 610-565-0300.
Yeah, guys, if you're looking, you want me to go or you want to do it?
Go ahead.
All right. Hey, if you're looking for some tickets, why don't you guys go down to Cherry Ticket Town? They got the best prices, no hidden fees, sports, concerts, theater. Check it out with the promo code of EOP10 to save 10%, and go to www.sherrystickets.com. Family owned and operated since 1946. Check them out, guys.
I hate hidden fees so much. But if you don't, if you don't want to go to the game, you can always visit Dolan's Bar in Delco. Man, this is a staple in the community. Man, Quizzo music, like it says right there, great times. Sometimes they have memorabilia giveaways. You can't go wrong with Dolan's Bar. Great food, great atmosphere. You know they're definitely going to be playing the game that you want to watch on Specialties in Philadelphia. Go check them out at 24 East Sellers Ave, Ridley Park, PA. Great time always, Dolan's Bar.
Yeah, guys, and now for the best sports trip in Philadelphia. They give you the best time, Philly sports trip, travel like a pro. You got Kansas City draft coming up. That's going to be amazing. You're going to the draft, right, Gus?
Yes, sir.
Are you going with Philly sports trips?
No, I'm going. My friend lives over there, so we're gonna go visit him. There's a whole bunch of my buddies going, but yeah, we'll be there.
All right. Well, if you guys want to join Gus, then he's not going to be going with them, but he'll be up there. Check it out with Philly sports trips. You have a great time. You got the Philadelphia Union to Denver. That's gonna be unbelievable. That's gonna be a great trip. If you really love soccer, if you go to London across the pond, that'll be probably one of the best trips you ever done. So if you want to do any of that stuff, just go to www.phillysportstrips.com.
And of course, don't ever forget, at Philly Sports, we have everything that you want to talk about, from the Eagles talk to the Phillies right now. If you want to hear about the Flyers, I guess you can. You can
air your grievances. Air your grievances.
You can. We still talk about the Flyers as bad as they are. Anywhere from lacrosse, any type of sport in Philadelphia you want to find, we have our lineup right here, Monday through Sunday. There's something going on at Edge of Philly Sports. Check us out. You won't regret it. But
great stuff today, Gus.
Yeah, it's been great. Absolutely, man. It's always a pleasure. And hopefully we'll get Austin back next week. He was having some technical difficulties. But from us, Austin, Diego, always good to have you. Hopefully we'll have you back next week.
Yep.
And we'll see you guys next time.
Great show, man. Great show.